A taxpayer-funded nonprofit in Denver faced tough questions from City Council today after a scathing report by the auditor's office. The audit found that Caring for Denver spends city taxpayer money on alcohol, meals, and unvetted grantees. Here's Mark Salinger.
Good morning. Today is February 25th.
If city council meetings are for questions,
is that something that you think you ought to be doing?
Lorez Meinhold walked in this morning prepared for a lot of them.
And we just recently completed an audit, and we take that very seriously.
Meinhold leads Caring for Denver. Less than a week after the Denver auditor released a report detailing how the nonprofit spends city tax dollars on alcohol, meals, and unvetted grantees. Today it was council's turn to weigh in.
There's no doubt in my mind how important this is. My concerns about the audit and my concerns about any audit are going to be taxpayers' dollars.
Thank you for the work that you are doing. I think it's making a big difference in my district.
Mixed in with the praise, there was some concern.
Particularly, I really appreciate you just naming the alcohol thing, especially when we're trying to, help people with substance abuse issues. I think that was a disappointing thing to see.
The amount of money that we spent was not a lot, $1,000 over 3 years. That's not justifying it. And I think we have come to the realization that no matter what the size, small matters, and the contradiction that it offers matters, and we will not be covering any alcohol going forward.
Caring for Denver is a nonprofit funded in part by taxpayer dollars. They provide mental health services, suicide prevention, opioid and substance abuse prevention, and facilities and programs for those with mental health needs. Do you think the audit was fair?
I think it was fair to lift up process improvements and ways that we could improve. I think maybe disappointed in the spirit, that it didn't show that we were committed to accountability and transparency, which we are.
The questions continue, though council seems supportive.
Personally, thank you for the work that Caring for Denver does in all of our communities.
And for anybody that has lost trust, please look at the work and know that we'll do better.
While Caring for Denver will no longer allow alcohol to be written off as an expense, they will still allow employees to expense food, which was a major part of the audit. The foundation disagreed with 7 of the 15 audit recommendations from the auditor, which the auditor's office says is very rare. Caring for Denver says that's because there was no option to partially agree or disagree. Angeline.
And Mark, listening to the council members, it seems like they're supportive of the work, but then it's like, where does that really stop, right? In terms of they don't really like what they're seeing in this audit.
Yeah, if we came into the city council meeting thinking that they were going to get grilled hard, they did have some hard questions to answer, but at the end of the day, they walked out of the committee meeting, basically everyone saying they do really good work. However, we do have some concerns.
All right, thanks, Mark.